Hello, everyone. Happy New Year.
Are you sure? Oh, yeah, it's recording. I was going to say, imagine if we did the whole thing talking. We were talking to a blank screen.
We haven't done this in a while.
Wouldn't be the first time. Good.
It wouldn't be.
Good. Happy New Year, everyone. Happy January.
How's everyone doing? Hope you're all doing well.
2024.
Well, ring in the new year.
Can you believe 2024? Seems like it was just 2000.
Oh, please. Before COVID?
Oh, well.
COVID was like
that was number. Like
you can't even.
But doesn't it just seem like we just entered the century and it's already a quarter of the way over?
Yeah.
Almost?
Yeah.
I said I must be getting old.
Stop.
Anyway.
How you doing, Pam?
Good, Dina. Good.
Well rested?
No. Well, I was up until last week.
But already?
Once everything, well.
Once you go back to school.
Once you go back to school and the regular things kick in, especially after this afternoon moving those kids around. It's like,
any New Year's resolutions?
You know what? I really didn't get into that this year. There's always the resolution. I need to exercise more.
Okay.
So I don't have like a treadmill or anything. So I said, well, how am I going to exercise? I could walk, but walking never happens, or it happens very seldomly.
You run to TJ Maxx? You live close by.
You know what?
Coffee.
If you look at my steps every day, my steps are usually when I'm at school, a school day.
Right.
13, 14, 15,000.
Hello? That's a lot.
But it's not exercise, per se. It's not exercise. So I'm thinking, how am I going to exercise? So I used to jump rope. So I said, well, I'll jump rope. Mm-hmm. But then you know what they have now? They have these digital jump ropes. Like you jump rope, but you're not jumping.
I don't know.
You're jumping, but it's like a handle.
Okay.
But there's no rope. So it keeps track of your jumps.
Interesting.
So I said that might be an easy thing to do.
So you just jump with no rope.
Well, yes. Well, I used to do kickboxing. And when I did kickboxing, I used to jump for 3 minutes. Then I would do sit-ups, push-ups, and squats. Then I would do another 3 minutes. Anyway, I did that 3 times. So in all, I was jumping a total of 9 minutes.
So why don't you just...
I can start doing that. But again,
when it's hard to jump.
I went down
First
the basement.
Of all, I can't hold my bladder.
Well, I'm
going to just say it.
I went about 2 years ago down the basement to do the jumping. I ended up at the orthopedist because I was hurting my shins from jumping on the cement.
Yeah, you can't do that. You need a rubber mat or something. You haven't done it in a while.
What do you think the chances of me going outside on the grass and jumping in front of people?
I didn't say outside on the grass. They have those soft, squishy mats
I have them. I
have
that yeah. But what if with my luck I'll trip on it or something, But anyway,
you know what I just bought? I have 2 extra squares.
Yeah.
The play mats for kids?
Yeah.
I got the indoor play mat for the puppy.
Oh, okay.
And I have 2 large ones.
Yeah.
I'll bring them to you.
Because I could jump on those.
There you go. It's like a mat.
Well, I'm thinking time-wise, jumping rope is much more time efficient. If I could jump for, I don't have to do 10 minutes all at once, but if I used to do 3 minutes at one time. If I do 1 minute and 1 minute and 1 minute and then build up.
So at the weekend of the wedding, I did so much dancing and jumping.
Oh, that's good.
I was like, wait a minute. It's aerobic.
Yeah.
And I came home and everybody said, oh my God, you lost so much weight.
Oh, do you think from dancing?
I think it was from jumping. Mm-hmm. So I started doing jumping jacks.
Oh, that's a good thing for you too.
Same thing.
Yep, same thing.
10 minutes.
Yep.
Not 10 minutes. I would do 3 sets of 10.
Reps, right.
Until I got to 25. But hello. Out the window. I haven't done them in since August.
But you have to have time to do it. You have to have time to do it. That's all. So I would say the biggest resolution would be to try to get more exercise in, to incorporate more exercise. Regardless, and listen, if I walk, I walk. If I jump rope, I jump rope.
You get a lot of steps in.
You just can't leave it to one thing.
Good.
Right? So I would say, how about yourself?
I am declaring... It's me
she's
season.
Making a declaration.
It's me season.
What does that mean now?
I have to put me first.
Okay.
I love my family. Mm-hmm. I look after everyone.
Well, you're
a giver.
A giver.
So I think I have to learn how to say, you know what? I don't mind watching the puppy, but I'm going to do the gym first, and then I'll take over. Right. I need to take care of me.
You got to do you first.
So if I go down and I do my treadmill, or if I leave time to knit in the morning. Right. And I don't want to be stressed out.
Right. Well, it's
my only time.
That's the thing.
It's a give and take.
Right.
And I have to tell you, I realize that when I don't get my workout in the morning, I'm crabby.
Well,
I'm resentful.
Well,
I'm angry.
Yeah.
Can anyone resonate with that?
Well, first of all, about being crabby, when you exercise, it releases
the endorphins.
And that puts you in a better mood.
Yes.
But then you're also upset that you didn't do it.
I think it's more that.
Right.
Of course, I'm always on a high. Yes, it's the endorphins. Right, but when I don't do that thing that I allocated for myself, that's when I get...
You get resentful.
I do.
Yeah.
Bitter.
I can understand that.
So I decided that it's going to be me season. And it's a big ask.
Well, exactly.
Sometimes, but I have to think about me.
But that's because you're a giver. And givers put themselves after everybody else.
So check back in a week. I'll let you know how I'm doing.
Let's see if she's still putting me first. I walked in the house probably a week ago, 10 days ago. I think it was a Saturday.
Okay.
And I had gone to get my nails done. Then I did my food shopping. Then I'd gone and run several other errands. I wasn't fooling around. I was running errands. I walked in. I was out of the house probably 5 or 6 hours.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, as I said, I was doing a bunch of stuff. I'm not even in the house 10 feet. And what do I hear? What's for dinner? Now, if you want to trigger me.
Yeah, that's a good trigger. What's for dinner?
Let me at least come in, take my coat off, put my groceries down, right?
100%. Or how about help me with the groceries and let's discuss what we want for dinner.
You're sitting. Did you think of what's for dinner? I tell you. So when you talk about me, but that's what we do, you know. And I think when I say exercise, my blood pressure has been elevated. And I've never had high blood pressure. Never.
Really?
Never. I've never had high blood pressure. Never. And it's been higher. And the doctor, and I'm going to a newer doctor, and because the other one moved. And he said, well, your blood pressure is a little on the high side. I said, my blood pressure is never high. It's never high. So then, long story short, I got at his recommendation, a blood pressure machine. Now everything is digital. Okay. So you put the cuff on, you press start, and it does everything.
Oh, wow.
You don't have to do anything. So he said, take it to... So the first time I took it, I said, you see, I don't have high blood pressure.
Maybe it was just tense because you were in the new doctor.
It could be, but it was that way in July and it was that way in December too.
Interesting.
So, but then I've taken it 2 other times at home and it's back up to being high again.
Really?
And on the high side. And so I am so determined, and part of that's exercise. Of it's exercise. It's there's a bunch of things, you know, that go into high blood pressure. But I mean, it's not high. But
caffeine, salt, all those things, or not really?
It's salt and fat in your foods. It's family history. It's exercise. It's age, and it's stress.
You're not feeling stressed. You were just on vacation.
Well, again, you know, that's then and this is now. It's when you go back into your regular life, you know. So anyway, so I'm determined. I said, out of all those things, exercise is something I can do.
Okay.
So we'll see. Check in with me.
Well, I do have to say, so we went around the table with all the kids and we were sharing our New Year's resolutions. And I don't know if my husband was being funny. I mean, obviously he was being funny when I tell you what he said, his New Year's resolution. Yeah. Clearly facetious, but he said, my New Year's resolution is putting you first. I'm like,
talking
really?
To you.
Yeah. Really? I'm like, okay. I'm like, wonderful. But I do have to say, in all his, like, humor, he's gotten up. He helps with the dishes.
Oh, good.
He helps out a little bit more.
Oh, good. You've seen a change.
I have.
Oh, good.
So maybe if you just verbalize and put it out there.
Well, did you first say you're putting me first before he said that?
I did, yes.
Oh, you did?
Yes, I most certainly did.
Did he hear that first?
He definitely heard it.
Good.
So, whatever. We'll see.
Keep your fingers crossed. Let's see if we can make it to Valentine's Day. Anyway, well, listen, it's always fun to make a resolution, but I think you have to take... I know what you're talking about. Of course, you're serious about it, and of course we all are. But sometimes I just get stressed out over a New Year's resolution.
Yeah,
you know, that'll make me stressed out in
about
itself.
Pressure.
Right.
But if I can, I mean, even if I could just do one 0.5% for myself throughout the whole year.
Right.
That's a lot.
Whatever you did, if it's more than last year, that you're ahead of the game.
Right. Like even this morning, like leaving, and we're back. We were disconnected because I got a phone call.
Oh, is that what it was?
I need to go on Do Not Disturb, I think.
I didn't know that. No.
Is that crazy?
Crazy.
I cannot win.
Yeah. Well, sometimes sometimes you want the devices to be connected, and sometimes you don't want them to be connected.
Exactly. For the sake of podcasting, definitely not.
Definitely not. But anyway, I was going to say something, but in any event.
Yeah, so it was
and
a DK.
She used a DK down the side.
Yes, the same detail that goes down the arm goes down the side of the sweater.
And you were saying she used DK weight.
Yes, and knitted at a worsted weight yarn.
Correct.
And I didn't.
Well, yeah, but you used a fingering weight.
Fingering weight with some mohair.
Yeah.
It's really light.
Yep.
I love it.
Yep. Light as a feather.
Yay. So there you go.
Listen, the reality is we could probably do all our knitting and knit Natasja's patterns, right?
I absolutely am in love.
They're so nice,
Yeah.
I pulled out my Letho, but I'll be very honest, I didn't do much because the row I'm on is not that far from the zipper. So a row is up and around and around and around and then back again. And I just did a little bit, but then I guess I was bored. I don't know. I didn't do that much.
Will tell you, I had to shorten 2 Lethos over break.
In the sleeve?
In the sleeves.
No.
4 inches.
Oh my God.
On 2 of them.
Really?
2 different garments. I have one here.
Wow.
And then I had to add length to the tweed striped cardigan.
Which is the tweeds?
Clinton Hill.
Okay.
The striped cardigan.
You had to add length to it?
Yes.
Wow.
So I had to take out that bind off for a customer and add length.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So I was busy doing finishing. And I actually
and
finished.
That's a tedious finishing to have to do as well.
And then I also had to do a Missoniesque hat.
What
I
did
should
you
show
do?
Shape the crown and weave in the ends.
Well, that's not too bad compared to the other ones.
Yeah,
but shortening the sleeves.
I mean, what is
there was mohair in that too, right?
Yes, so it was double stranded.
Mm-hmm.
I had to cut,
separate, the sleeve.
Literally cut them, sever the sleeve.
How were they that much larger though? I mean, it wasn't an
they
inch.
may have. No, it wasn't an inch.
4 inches
bizarre,
on
right?
each sleeve.
Per customer, it was basically the width of the cuff.
No, but when I say, was it on both their sleeves?
Yes, their sleeves were even. I had to do 4 sleeves.
Oh my God,
it was crazy.
That is crazy. Well, that's why you asked me when we were at the bakery how my sleeve was, right?
Yes, I told you to stop and check. See,
well,
I have your back,
and it was fine. I remember when we were knitting it that we looked at the length of the sleeve to make sure it was what we wanted.
I'm not sure what happened.
What happened?
No.
Oh, you're talking about the
sleeves.
Yeah,
I'm not sure what happened. The only thing I can think of, because both people made the same mistake, is that when they measured the sleeve length, maybe they measured it from the cuff.
Maybe they read
the end of the cuff as opposed to the beginning.
That's probably what it is.
The cast on.
If it said so many inches, they didn't go from the cast on. They went from the cuff.
Correct.
Has to be.
So yeah, you got to read the pattern carefully.
Exactly. Well, and we say that, and we always make mistakes as well.
100%.
Not like that though.
I could do that easily.
Yeah, but I think that you would probably think that it looked a little too long at some point.
Well, I'm one that likes to try on as I go.
Right.
Which is why I said, Pam, try on your sleeve just to make sure.
Yeah.
Always try on. Put your garments on a barber cord.
Right.
That's how I knew to add length to this sweater. I slipped it on and I knew I needed an extra inch.
So much of reading a pattern is how you interpret what's written. The written word, right?
100%. Anywho. What are you whipping?
I don't really have much. I will show you my 2 whips. They're kind of boring.
Do you have any FOs? You have FOs.
What do I have?
Finished objects.
I have one with me, but of course, ouch.
She's got great ones.
Are we whipping first?
Well, I did my FO. Why don't you do an FO first?
I brought it with me. This is the hat that I made for Tiffany. Which is just...
look at how luxurious.
You see how fuzzy it came?
It's beautiful.
The reason I still have it was I was going to mail it, and Katie said to me, don't mail it. Give it to her when you see her. And I said, but when am I going to see her? She could wear it. It's cold out. I wanted to put a pom-pom on it.
Okay.
And Katie's like, well, I don't know if she wants a pom-pom. So I'm like in limbo right now.
You can always mail her a pom-pom, or she can always send it back to you. Let her wear it without.
That's what I say. But anyway, so what I did, this is it.
Super cute. It's so lovely.
I could have made it
cashmere
shorter.
light.
Yeah, but you see
that yarn blooms.
It does. I was shocked. Now, if
this colorway blooms more than some of the others.
Yeah, I think so too. I was shocked myself at the bloom in this.
Gorgeous.
Aren't you? So it's as black, but what I did, because, the nature of the Lang, I use Lang...
Cashmere Light.
Cashmere Light. And it's a very stretchy chainette. And I don't want to say it's thin, but I mean, you know what I mean? If I had just done a ribbing singled, I felt it would have been very stretchy and whatnot. So what I decided to do, I did a double knit ribbing. Double knitting. I didn't knit it and double it, which you could do. I did the double knitting where you knit, slip, and then you do the opposite. Mm-hmm. And so...
It's called the double knitting technique. If you've never done it, you can look it up, or you can YouTube techniques on double knitting.
Yeah. And so, and again, I didn't know her head size, of course, because no one has measuring tape. And so I just went off of whatever. And if I did it again, I would add maybe 4 stitches or so to the ribbing. I mean, certainly it goes on and it stretches. But then I didn't want to just do stockinette because I said that's going to be boring. Mm-hmm. So I did like a bamboo stitch, which is really a waste because, I mean,
I can't really see it.
Yeah, you can't see it. I mean, I can see it, but you can, but you can't.
For your work.
Right. So anyway, so I did that, and it took 2 skeins. I mean, I still have some left over, but this is her hat.
Beautiful.
Isn't it? Feel that.
It's delicious.
It's like a sponge.
It is so yummy. It's scrumptious.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Scrumptious.
So I finished that on the week.
It's funny, up close, you could see the texture.
You can. But when
it's stretched out and worn, you really can't.
Right.
It's hard to, hard to see it.
Yep.
But if you like the interest of a pattern,
and if the color was lighter,
it might show.
You would see it more. I know. I kept saying, I said, "Why are you doing this?" And I said, "I'm not taking it out." So I did that. That was my FO. And then the other FO that I made was what I made for the baby. I made the baby a stuffed toy over the break. And if you go on my Instagram, I don't know if there's a picture of my. Actually, I don't think there is on my. I don't know. I don't know if I listed it. But anyway, it was called. Big Maven, maybe it was called, I think. I'm not sure. It's like I don't know. Someone said it looks like Wild Thing. You know the Wild Thing books, doesn't it? It does look like that.
One of the characters.
One of the characters, because it's got fangs. And this thing is like as big as Reese's. It's about 25 inches long.
It's crazy. I have to finish his toy.
And he loves sleeping with it. And as a matter of fact, Emily just...
Maybe I should just do a blanket since you made him a toy.
No, he's got plenty. Look at this blankets. Look at him in the crib with this toy. Look at him
so
with that
cute.
toy.
Well, show them.
He loves his stuffed toys. Look at that. How cute is that? And that's the thing I made, the monster. So you really can't see it. But
super cute.
I do have actually we can talk and I can find it, but I do have a better picture of it that I can show you.
Okay.
But anyway, so that's a finished object. So I did that. Then I said, well, I felt accomplished because I did 2 things that were new, and I said I really have to go finish some stuff. So then I pulled out some of my things, which I'll show you in a minute. But I'm just going to go look for this. So go ahead, Dinah.
Okay, I will show you what I am whipping. January 2nd, we started our knit along. It's the Pressed Flowers knit along, and we
how much have you done, Dinah?
Class. Didn't do much.
Oh, you got the ribbing done. That's
got the ribbing done. We took our time in this knit along. We have a month between sessions, which is going to take, again, alleviate the pressure for people to knit fast, give them time to basically knit other projects at the same time and not have to really just focus. But I guess I did get almost 1 flower in. Is
that like 1 repeat?
No.
It's more than 1 repeat.
No, I didn't do a repeat yet.
Oh, you didn't finish the repeat yet.
I'm using Rowan Felted Tweed, and I'm pairing it with Dyed in the Wool.
Pretty.
This is the Rowan Felted Tweed. It's got a bit of a bluish hue. Mm-hmm. And then I'm using...
show them what you're using.
I think it's Pop Click.
Oh, I don't know. I'm so confused.
I think.
Yeah. Do you have another skein in there?
No,
or just
I
that
don't.
one skein?
That's
It's a great color.
So I'm looking forward to the colors striping out.
And this is a cardigan. And it's mosaic flat, right?
Yes.
It's mosaic knitting flat.
Flat. You have to read the chart right side, wrong side. This is my gauge swatch, and I was going to take a picture
that is pretty.
And post to our Ravelry group to show our...
That's nice, Dina. And you should also show them the back of your sweater, too. You should do a post that shows the back.
I should.
Right.
So I was going to show them how to measure the gauge, and yeah, we're moving right along. I think the first Zoom went really well. Everyone seems to be pretty excited.
Yep.
And it's not too late to join. A lot of people had stash yarn or maybe had the yarn already to knit.
Yes, there were a lot of people who had already gotten the yarn for pressed flowers and hadn't made it.
Right. And we even had a client who was stuck and she couldn't figure out what she was doing wrong, and she took our class, and all of a sudden when we explained it to her,
moment.
Yes, the light bulb went off. So it's always at least rewarding for me, and I'm sure it is for you, when we shed the light and people can embrace their knitting and move forward. Exactly. It's always really nice.
Oh, for sure.
So that is one whip. What about you?
Well, I have, and again, here we go with the calculation. This is not, it came off the needle. This is not difficult knitting at all, but sometimes that's the stuff that takes you the longest to do, because it's like I don't want to say it's not challenging, but you know what I mean. It's just, I don't know if I'm doing this right. I think this is right. It's the Grab and Go. Is that what the name of it
Yes.
was? Grab and Go. It's a... Isn't that color gorgeous?
It's beautiful. That's
you
the
know
brick.
I love that color.
Absolutely.
It's from Art Yarns. It's her Merino Cloud, which she says is DK, right? But we really feel like it's thinner.
I think it's like a fingering.
Yeah. And is
Fingering
that gorgeous,
to
that
sport.
color? I've always wanted to knit something with it.
It's going to be so good.
It's a one skein project, and I think I'm supposed to be 17 inches from here. And when I measured it last night, I think I was at least 12.
Okay.
So if I have another 5 inches to do. So I said to myself, if I knit 4 rows a night, go home and knit 4 rows. It's like 50 stitches.
So I was talking to Meryl about the pressed flowers.
Yes.
I think we said when we left off at the Zoom, you had to get to the underarm divide.
Yep.
Before the next Zoom.
Right.
So you have a month, and I figured, you know what, 4 rows a day.
Yeah.
I'll get there.
Yeah.
I don't have to it's not pressuring
yourself. Well, that's what happens. And that's what I said to myself with this. And because it's easy knitting, it's a 2x2 rib. Remember we were knitting at the bakery that day? And I looked down about, it had to be at least 20 rows. And I saw 2 mistakes. Because it's mindless, and sometimes...
Yet if you're off, you
right,
knit
and
4
so
by accident.
Your mind is wandering, and you're not as, focused on it. So I every now and then I'll look down and I'll see something. I take out my little trusty crochet hook and I just pull it right
Fix
up. I'm trying to be more mindful of it so I don't have to do that. But again, there you go.
So once you hit 17 inches, then
I believe I start the decrease at that point.
Would you make it longer and have it?
I'll measure it and see. Yeah. I'm going to measure it and see, because I don't know.
Like it could
I haven't looked at this in as I said, in a while. And how many inches is this? I was going to say it was 9, but no, it's like I think it's like 18.
Inches?
I think it's 18 inches.
14, almost 21.
Right.
20.
So say it's 20. 20 and 17 is 20 and 20 is 40, and 17 would be 57. I don't know.
But if you want it, like I always like it
to wrap it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know, but is that like the
such
most
a gorgeous color?
All her colors are beautiful. If you want, especially if you have like a one skein thing, treat yourself. It's not a crazy expensive thing. Do you have another whip, Dina?
I do.
What do you have?
I have.
I should say it's from SweaterFreak. I didn't say that.
Yes, it is. I have a new cast on. I cast on the Artus shawl.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of Natasja Hornby, she's hosting a New Year's Cowl. And I decided to cast on. I think I may have cast on January 1st, 2nd. Definitely after the new year. I decided...
Oh, I see where you got the cream from.
Exactly. So, in my travels over the summer, I took a picture of this carpet I loved it. I loved the palette. I loved everything about it. And I said, one of these days, this color palette is going to inspire me for
Maybe you should have
something.
kept the cream in it. I mean, because it does look like that.
It does. So anyway, I did knit it up with the cream, and it was just very bold.
You didn't like it?
So here it is. These are my colors. What I had done, let me go to another picture, because while I was away in Florida, I had been knitting.
Is this yours or mine?
I believe. I don't know.
I think it's mine.
I had taken a picture of all the colors, and I had put the ivory in there.
Yep.
But when I went and did the 1x1 stranded color work, I felt that the ivory was just a little too bold. So I ripped back and I incorporated a new color, which is the chartreuse. So the top of my shawl is going to be in this green, which I love. Mm-hmm. And then these are my other colors. So I deviated a little bit. I've got pink. I've got the dark green. There it is. Thank you, Pam. You'll see my inspiration. I've got the chartreuse. I've got the purple. And then the emerald. And there it is. That's my palette. Now the chartreuse is in there. It's in the carpet. You see it on the side there?
Down here? Over here?
No, in there.
Well.
So it's definitely in there. And I kind of like that these were all in the same tonality. I felt like the ivory, it was just too stark.
Yeah. Well,
so I hope I don't regret it.
I tend to feel that way too, but it was a very gold, creamy ivory. It was a very...
Yes, it had a yellowish hue, like a very antique ivory.
When I look at this, I'm saying, oops, what did I just do? I just went to side.
No, that's okay.
Went away.
It was definitely an antique ivory, and it almost like pulled out the ivory in the fleck on the Rowan felted tweed, but you know what?
She didn't like it.
I didn't care
what
for
you
it.
Like.
Right.
And then you don't like it.
I'm looking at this and I'm wondering, oh, do these greens go? And I'll never forget, somebody said, when you look outside at nature, there are so many different shades of green.
Of course there are, yeah.
So I figured these are all different shades of green,
I think.
and it's going to work.
Plus, the green isn't the only color in the shawl.
No. And I think once we get down to the bottom, it's going to be dynamite.
Mixing with it, yeah. I think so.
So stay tuned. That's my artist shawl.
There you go.
I have to post to her group.
And the only other thing that I forgot that I even had this, and I don't know, something reminded me of it, and I said, I really have to finish it. You're going to laugh, Dinah. Is the DRK Everyday Cowl.
Oh, wow.
Remember that I started this out of...
someone just bought that today.
Out of...
Debbie.
Is this Versus?
Versus... Yeah, 2 shades of Versus. I think those are on sale now.
Suit and tie.
Uh-huh.
And if I'm lucky, the other one is in there. Suit,
yeah, it is.
Smoke and Mirrors.
Oh.
That would be the blue one. Anyway, so it's 2 rows.
Beautiful.
It's funny because last night when I really took it, at one point I picked it up. I said, I'm knitting straight. So I knit a row. But...
You're increasing.
Thank goodness I didn't do that, because no, I'm increasing. I'm getting my patterns mixed up.
It's hard to keep them all straight.
Then, but going back to a point, I did have on my
Knit Companion.
I had marked that I had done 3 repeats, and I had it marked, and then I could count the stitches too.
Which is great.
So I was very excited that it all made sense. I had the right number of stitches. When I went from section 1 to section 2, and I had done 3 increases. So,
I will tell you, for those of you who don't have Knit Companion, it is an absolutely wonderful app.
Yeah.
I don't want to show you the whole thing here. Let's see if I can go back. This is the app right here. If you're looking for it on the App Store, it's called Knit Companion, one word. It's got a little ball with 2 needles in it, blue and yellow, and you can actually download and incorporate all of your patterns from Ravelry and create projects. So I am now working on the artist shawl. I don't want to get too close, but you can literally sift through the different pages, and you have this highlighter tape. You basically know exactly where you are.
And on the side, where
rows,
like Dinah, I see has numbers there. I had 3 repeats, and then under I can count the number of
she's talking
rows
about
within
this section here.
Right. Yeah. And it stays there.
Brilliant.
You just, I mean, how long has it been since I've worked on this? A couple of months, and here it is. So then I'm debating, which one should I do? Which one will go faster?
That's the other thing. We spend so much time vacillating about our projects, and I think if you just bite the bullet and take the time to just
it. I really want to
instead of vacillating, you get more done.
I really want to get that done. I would love to get the Letho done.
Yeah.
But that means if I'm going to get the Letho done, I just have to really be committed and work on that. Right?
Yes.
But that means I also am at the point where I have to take out the pattern and find out how far I have to knit. Mm-hmm. And I think that's one of the reasons why I haven't picked it up, because I have to review the pattern to see.
I think
because then I'm working towards, there is some shaping.
Yes, but you have your other half. So you can lay one half on top of the other to see how far.
It is. I have to do that. So anyway, but if I get that back finished, it's really at that point just the bottom ribbing and the, am I right?
That's great.
The bottom ribbing and the ribbing around the neckline.
You're really almost, you have a lot of almost FOs.
Well.
Between that, this.
But I feel like if I cast something else on, it's never going to get done.
So, this is
and
why.
I finished the girls' blankets.
Oh, wonderful.
The ones I was crocheting for the girls, which I've shown you a million times, they got them for Christmas.
Terrific.
And it's on their beds, and they sleep with them at night.
Yay.
There you go.
Can we give a shout out to Vanessa?
Oh, yeah, I think we should.
Vanrey Knits. If you don't already follow Vanessa on Instagram, she has just started her own, should I say her own business?
Well, she designs patterns.
She always designs, but now she's designing on her own. She's a size-inclusive knit and crochet designer. She's working on many different things, and right now she just released the 7 Wonders Shrug.
There she is.
She's beautiful. She's talented.
She's a great artist.
Fabulous.
She did the what do you call it? The schematic? Is that what you would call it?
Mm-hmm.
For the pattern on the piece on the pattern.
Yes. Do you want to pull it?
It's over there. Okay.
I purchased the pattern today. She had knit it in Clinton Hill Bespoke Cashmere, and we have the colorway Cognac here, just to give you an idea. I think she used 3 skeins for the size that she knit.
No. I think she used 5 skeins for her size.
Me.
It starts from it's size inclusive. It runs from a size 28 1/4 to a 66 1/4.
Look at all the testers.
Right, and the first 3 sizes, which would be 28 1/4, 32, and 36 1/4, only require 3 skeins.
Say that again. 28
1/4, 32, and 36 1/4 only require
3 skeins.
3 skeins
of bespoke. Now, if you were to do it in another fiber other than bespoke has, I think, 98 or 100 yards. 99.
Yeah, 99.
So 300 yards. It's worsted weight yarn. You want to make sure that it's a yarn that might plume, because with the cashmere, it tends to, as you saw in Pam's yarn,
right,
the Cashmere Light plumes a lot.
Right.
That would be a wonderful alternative,
You could use this to make it. Maybe we should make one up.
That's what we should do.
We should make one up. Isn't it funny how things come around? Isn't it funny?
It's crazy. Anyway.
And
worsted weight yarn, any yarn that plumes, you can add a mohair, you can add fuwa. You need to get the gauge. The ribbing stretches. She has a cute little schematic here. The top is in stockinette, and then it changes. She's got a range from 28 1/4, like Pam said, to 66 1/4 inches. Definitely want to sign up on her Instagram feed for her newsletter.
Oh yeah, her newsletter. Yeah.
If you, just trying to think, she's Vanrey, VANREYKNITS, Vanrey Knits on Instagram, and you'll find all of her patterns that she's published on Ravelry.
And as she said, I'm going to say 2 things that she said. First of all, she said, of course, it's lovely in the cashmere, but she said it could also be a stash buster because it doesn't, depending on the size you're making, it doesn't require, 1,000 yards.
Correct. Not to mention, if you want to make it 2-color, I'm going to let the reel play, and we'll show you what the testers had done. Some people had done the yoke in 1 color. You could stripe it out. There are many different ways that you can knit this. It doesn't have to be just in 1 solid color. So when she talks about stash busting, it could be,
you could do that too.
A blend of a DK and a mohair, things like that.
And there was something else that she said too.
Here she is styling it, and I think the testers are going to come up shortly. 7 Wonders Shrug.
Oh, here they are.
They are.
The testers, yep. There's in a multi.
There's a 2-tone.
Yep.
So you don't necessarily need to knit it all in one, but it's super cute.
That's cute.
Yeah.
She was also saying too that as far as for herself and designing, it's her 12th design, but it's her first one on Ravelry.
Right.
So there you go.
It's exciting.
And so anyway, and she's a sweetheart, Vanessa. She really is. So a shout out to her and her new pattern.
Yes.
And that, you might be right, Dina. That might be a great yarn to make it out of.
As an alternative.
Now that yarn has more yardage. I think it's got like 120 meters.
Maybe.
In a skein, so.
I don't know for sure, but.
Yeah. Nice. Anyway.
All right. Well, we have 2 kits that we want to share.
Or do you want to do that one first?
Let's do the Asterie first.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
We'll show you the kits that we made for Asterie. It is the way we featured our kits. It's in the format that I knit mine. So you'll get a Le Petit lamb's wool plus a mohair. This is the first colorway. This is a soft pink. It's called Rose, Soft Rose Gray, something like that. And we paired that with a pink mohair. So super pretty, super soft. You can see the halo. And that is one colorway. All the colors and the kits are available on the website under Asterie, and it's designed by Natasja Hornby. This colorway is very dark green, and it's got the matching mohair, which is stunning. Then we have the dark burgundy gray.
Just going to grab that.
Sure. And we paired that with a beautiful dark burgundy mohair. This next colorway is called Candy. And it's interesting. I'm not sure if you're seeing it. I think you do see all the different layers, but there's like a light gray, a pink, and a green in there. And we paired that with a light gray mohair. So that's super fun. Next up is this medium green gray. Is it medium green gray? Yes, medium green gray. And it's got a soft green mohair. Or medium mohair, I'm not sure, but that'll be very pretty. Loving green lately, can you tell?
I know, I don't know, Dina, I'm wondering. I was always the green person.
You were. Let's see, this is light gray. This is probably the closest to Natasha's, and we paired that with a gray beige mohair. And sometimes the colors don't always look like they match, but when you take a single skein and you lay it over the yarn, you could see that it works, and it might slightly change the tonality of the...
but ever so slightly.
But ever so slightly, exactly.
Yep.
And I think...
That's the last one.
Did we do the blue?
Oh, I didn't say, jeez, I went right past the blue.
We have a medium blue, and then here's the medium blue mohair, which is super pretty. And last but not least, the rose gray that I'm wearing. And unfortunately, I'm out of this mohair. I sold out of it.
Is that what they call that? Rose gray?
There's a word, believe it or not, that is wiped out on the label. I couldn't make the first
I can't
word.
read it. Yeah.
But we did pair it with this beautiful mauvey, dusty mauvey color. And I do want to show you how when you lay the mohair on top of the yarn, it might change the tonality of the yarn slightly.
It says gray rose gris.
Gray rose gris. There you go. But here it is. So it's pretty close. It'd probably be a little bit brighter than mine, but very close and similar. However, if you want to wait until the colorway of my mohair comes in, let me know and I'll be happy to order it. Those are the Asterie kits. Asterie is designed by Natasja Hornby. She has a little blurb when you buy the pattern. Touch has a memory. Love it. Our next sweater. You want to talk about this one? Pam put this all together.
I need to look it up,
though. It's a Prism
Pullover, I think is what it's called. From
it's designed
This.Bird.Knits, right?
by This.Bird.Knits.
Oh, this I have to show them. You want to give that a tap?
Sure. I'll be right back.
This was the monster I made, the baby. So that's when it's not laying all over the crib. How cute is that? Is that just adorable? He has horns and he's got fangs. So you know what name I think she's going to go with, Dinah?
What's that?
Dozer.
Dozer?
Dozer. I don't know. What can I say? She's the mommy. Anyway, and that's that. But now what is Prism? Prism Pullover. Hold on, let me find it. It's by This.Bird.Knits. It came out I'm assuming it came out last week. Of course, it's a new pattern. And let me just find this so we can talk about it. It's a fingering weight yarn, a sweater. She does mosaic. It's a mosaic knit, as you can tell.
Was it top down?
I know what. Hold on, I read it and I want to say it's bottom up. I really
do love it.
It's from the bottom. It's the bottom up. She used her solid yarn, which is a light fingering, and she paired it with the spin cycle dyed in the wool. And that's how you get that beautiful color change in there. Now, it doesn't have to be, but that's how we did the kits, because we are blessed to have the spin cycle dyed in the wool. So it is a pullover from the bottom up. And what else can I tell you about it? From you misremember, I did this last week. I don't remember now. It's mosaic. There's really not much to say from the bottom up. There's an option to make it shorter, I believe she said. Well, there's also an option to do it one piece and steek it if you wanted to, or else you split at the armholes. I mean, I would be splitting at the armholes. I don't think I would steek it, but whatever. And it goes from size 30.7 to 66.7. And
we made kits with 3 skeins of Madeline Tosh Light and 5 skeins of dyed in the wool.
And it's 42.7 is the size that we can bust. The finished bust, correct. So we will show you the kits. We did sell out of the Stay Ready colorway, right, Dina?
Yes.
Here's this one.
This one is Scout, and we paired that with
Water Witch.
Pretty, right? Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. So you can imagine.
Oh no! Give that back. Although it does go nicely, doesn't it?
That does go nicely.
That's not the way we did it.
Really?
Ranunculus.
That would be pretty. That's so funny.
Isn't that funny?
Well, if it doesn't sell and you like it the other way,
yeah, you can.
You got options.
I like it this way.
This is Scout with ranunculus, very soft. The blue would phase out. Oh wow! Look at that.
That is good. Water Witch with
medieval. Beautiful.
And that's pretty too. I mean, so you see, they go.
So right? The Madeline Tosh Light color is the color that gives you the band and the background, and the spin cycle is what goes throughout. Next up is this favorite pair, beautiful blue, and we have that paired with Shades of Earth. And then we have Velma's sweater, paired with Big Sky.
I will say, I think this is my favorite, though.
Laurel and Bright Idea.
Is that just gorgeous? Oh, that's beautiful. Love that one.
Yes.
I'm going to give you this one.
I like this one. This one is called Dubrovnik. It's a dark blue. It's like an ink. Mm-hmm. And this is a new colorway for us, Holy Toledo. That is going to be fun.
Isn't that a fun colorway?
Love that.
That dark blue with that pop
contrast.
In there.
Yeah, that's great.
That was nice.
Not everybody likes high contrast.
Correct.
So in this kit, we have Elizabeth Taylor, and then we paired that with Syringa, which is very pretty.
It's very pretty,
very
soft.
A little soft, a little moody, but really nice.
And then the last one, I saw this. I said, this almost looks like what she's wearing, kind of, to a certain extent. It's got like a brown This is Cocan. So we went
This goes up to a size larger.
It does, because there's more yarn on the... I had to go into the other skein, the fourth skein. So if you were to buy this kit, you'd be getting 4 skeins of Cocan, and you could go larger in the size, but you would need to add.
On the dyed in the wool.
Dyed in the wool, correct. Anyway, so there you go. It's they call this Night, and this one is Sugar High. It reminded me of what she was wearing.
Beautiful.
So anyway, there you go.
There's that ivory kit.
Oh, sorry. I keep skipping things.
One more.
Is that
last kit? We have the antler. And then that's paired with Ghost Ranch, which is nice and soft.
Now that's an unusual Ghost Ranch.
Yeah, beautiful.
I didn't realize that was Ghost Ranch.
Excuse me. Did I say Ghost Ranch?
Yeah, you did.
Space Oddity.
Oh, I was going to say.
Nothing like Ghost Ranch. Space Oddity. That's a little bit more like it.
Yeah,
So it's like a
go.
softer colorway. Very pretty.
It's fun. It's fun.
Super fun.
You know, go ahead, Dan. You're going to show us the hat.
I'm going
right?
to show you some FOs.
Nice.
So this is the Missoniesque hat. This is a pattern that I designed. It was done using fingering weight yarn. The pattern is actually knit flat. This customer, you want to try it on?
I'm going to try it on.
Customer knit it in the round, so she took off the 2 edge stitches.
It's slouchy. It's meant to be slouchy.
Yes. We have people who've knit it with the rolled brim, and others have done it with
a ribbing.
A ribbing at the bottom.
This particular one is rolled.
Right.
This is a great hat if you have advents.
Amazing.
Or if, even advents, but the remnants of an advent. Because a lot of times you do an advent, it doesn't use the whole thing.
Correct.
So you could do this as well.
And, although the pattern is written, I think, with 7 colors plus the main, you can use 14 different remnants.
Right.
It does not
you can
matter.
Do whatever you want.
You can do it in one stripy, self-striping yarn.
Right.
So this is the Missoniesque hat.
And I think when you did it, you purposely did it so that this color, your ribbing color, would repeat.
In the middle, and it's also at the very top for the closure.
There you go.
Right. But it doesn't have to be if you're using remnants and leftovers. By all means, this was done using
that with
remnants.
remnants.
Why not?
I have, there's so many remnants
great.
to have it on.
You can find my pattern on Ravelry. It's called
That was going to be
Missoniesque
my next question.
Hat. Next up, I just wanted to show you the tweed cardigan that we lengthened for Merrill. So we added a little bit more length.
So did you add the length before the...
No, in the border.
Oh, you add in the border.
I had to take out her border
and
reknit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that was better than having to cut the other ones.
Yeah. So
was that yarn held?
This is bespoke DK, held double throughout for the cashmere tweed cardigan.
So did she hold the cream throughout and change the other color? Is that what she did?
Yes.
Nice.
So
Gives you a nice light
pretty.
look. Yep.
That's Merrill's. And then I'm going to show you, this is the Letho that I had shortened the sleeves. I think I might do an Instagram post to show you what it looks like. Really crazy. But I took off 4 inches.
And keep in mind,
I do have to steam it.
Keep in mind that this is far from woolstock held with woolfolk, held with the mohair.
Correct.
So when you take it out, you are taking out
a double plied yarn. I literally had to cut it, and I had to be careful because I couldn't cut it along the increases. I had to cut it where the sleeve was knit even and take it out in the body of the sleeve. So I had to be very careful where I chose to, cut the sweater. And then I had to Kitchener, do the Kitchener stitch. To do literal surgery.
I hope you had a glass of wine or something when that was over.
Surgery.
And the thing with that is once you did one arm, you still had another arm to do, right?
And you have to make sure they're even.
That's right. Did you count as you would say?
I was going to say you had to.
Rounds, did you do them at the same time?
Oh, no.
Did you do them in the same sitting?
No, it's a lot of work.
Oh, I was just wondering.
No.
I
I think just the cut, you have to
cut it and rip it out was one thing.
Well, first you cut and sever one side with the stitches. Catch all the stitches on a needle. Then you need to rip down and catch those live stitches.
Yeah.
That was a sitting. Then I needed to allocate the yarn and do Kitchener, and I tried to do...
What do you mean allocate the yarn?
Because you've taken out 4 inches of knitting. You don't need all that yarn.
No.
So you have to
take
figure
as
out
much
how
as that you needed to
for
Kitchener. Correct.
So I cut the rest, and then I had to Kitchener and weave in the ends. And then what ends up happening is when you do the Kitchener, the yarn tends to fuse, so you have to unpick. It was a whole process.
What do you mean it fuses? The yarn?
You get this like dash across the stitches. I can't explain it.
Is it from the yarn that you're using to Kitchener, or it's the yarn that's from before? Okay. Well, probably because it was attached to a...
So I started taking a pin, because if I took a scissor, can you imagine?
Well, that had to be the mohair in there, right?
Yes,
that had to be the mohair, yeah.
So I was busy.
That's like
it's amazing that I was able to do 2 of those.
You guys, whoever she did this for, are so lucky.
I love you guys.
It'd be written the whole slit. Well, it wouldn't be that bad. They would take out the... Oh, wait a second. Oh, yeah, that is bad. Yeah, there's no way they could do it. Well, they could do it, but they'd be cuffing it up.
Let's just say I love you guys, and I did it with all my heart.
There you go.
All right, everyone. I have to get home. It's a big night tonight. Michigan is playing the championships, and I need to be home to see that game.
Who are they playing, do you know?
I think
you have to know.
They're playing in Texas. And
so it's got to be a Texas
I don't
school.
even know. No, I don't know who they're playing.
You don't know who they're playing?
No, they played Alabama and they won.
I'm going to tell you right now.
You're going to look it up.
Michigan
Shame on me that I don't know, but I do want to go home and see it. Sophie traveled home a day early so she can.
Did she really?
Yeah, they're watching the game at the bar.
Michigan Wolverines. No, I don't want to look at that. That's not what I want to be in. Well,
so
whatever.
Go
it doesn't
blue.
make a difference. Go Michigan.
I brought my puppy into work today.
What do they call this?
The championships.
No, but
college.
You know they all.
I don't know. College bowl. I'm so bad. Hold on. Let me show you a picture of my bear because I brought him into work today. It was his first day. I should have done an Instagram live.
How many? You should have. How many?
He was so scared being here. New territory, but he finally passed out. There he is. We had to make his crate bigger. He's definitely growing. I'm having so much fun with him. Here he is in this basket of toys. You guys asked for pictures, so let me share. What else can I show you?
Show them the pictures.
This was my welcome home. He fell asleep on me. He was so cute. While we were away, my daughter said that he missed us so much that he came upstairs and he started crying by my bed.
When you came home or when you left?
He's looking for me in my room.
When
we were away.
Oh my God! Did she send that to you?
Yes.
That's so
started
funny.
whining. Oh. How cute!
Wolverines and the Washington Huskies.
There you go. The Wolverines and the Huskies
in the title game.
Well, it's been a long time since Michigan won, so go blue.
I was just going to ask you that. How long has it been?
My husband said 25 years. Could it
really
be a championship?
It says, yeah. Well, could be. It says, yeah. It doesn't say, but you'd have to read one of the stories. Yep.
Hopefully we'll be celebrating the next time we see you.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
It's exciting for Sophie because it's her last year in college.
Yes. And I feel like she had such a even regardless whether they win or not.
Yeah.
She started in COVID.
Yeah.
Like, this is such a great way to end. I was thinking about it. Yeah. It's a nice alternative, a nice turnaround.
And I will even say that even if they don't win,
it's still a milestone.
The experience of having, gotten to that point is exciting, and being in the moment is exciting.
Her roommate, Charlotte, is, her dad went there. So they're always there. They're always at the games. That they actually went to the Rose Bowl in California. Charlotte went with her dad. I mean, that is epic.
We have a boy in second grade whose father went to Michigan. And this kid, if he does artwork and art,
everything is blue and yellow.
It's blue and yellow.
They drink the
juice.
He's
7 years old. He left school once early. His father took him to a game. They flew to see a game. So they were writing their New Year's resolutions for 2024, and the kid writes to be a better Michigan fan.
I'm dying.
I said, how could you be a better Michigan fan?
So I wouldn't know what they're talking about unless I had a child who goes there.
Right.
I get it.
Yeah, it's very, very. You know what was like that too? Was beautiful. Penn State was that way too.
I think it's beautiful. Yeah. They're like a family. I love it.
Right.
Okay, I don't have much time.
She's got to go.
I got to go. Good night, everyone. We miss you.
We'll see you next week.
Bye.